Hey, what's going on guys, it's Flaws, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know if you're playing Viper on Icebox. Starting off over in the A side for attackers, push yourself into this corner. You can do this before the round even starts. And then line up in between the top left and the left middle of this screen right here, and then just jump and throw. This is basically just going to let you get belt control without having to worry about anyone opping back here. You can see they can't see here, and anyone that's playing for that pick of your team running out, they'll also be kind of cut off here. It does kind of turn into a one-way if you leave this up for too late in the round, but your teammates can see if anyone's looking under, so just be aware of that. You can throw that same poison cloud from the A main position by just coming up to this wall. Once you can see the bottom right of this light, just aim at it with your crosshair and throw like that. That's going to do the exact same thing. So if you have any teammates that are going to go belt, just kind of communicate with them and tell them hold off a sec so that you can throw this, so that there's no way they can get op picked at the start of the round. Whenever I'm taking the A site, I'll usually just come to this corner, jump up here, and make sure your wall hits this corner. So just like that. Doesn't have to be too specific, but just make sure it hits that corner. And then when your team's coming up on site, pop this open. They can take site, wrap here, and it just cuts off anyone that really wants to play safe in the site, and they have to just kind of commit to holding the site. The three most common places to plant are on this box right here, in this corner with a sage wall, and then deep in the back of the site right there. So for that first one on the box, you're just going to come right here to this corner. Basically just line up with the corner. Doesn't have to be too specific. And then you'll see this dark triangle from the shadow. So just aim at the tip of the triangle and shoot off like that. It's going to hit off the ceiling and land on that box. Show you right here. So for that second one that lands in that corner right there, come to that same spot. You're going to go from that triangle to the right, just to this section right here. So just like that. Shoot off. It's going to do the same thing. Hit the ceiling. Land on that same spot where you planted. And for that last one in the deep part of the site, you're just going to come back a little bit more. This one's actually safer, which is nice. But you come down from this triangle right here. So come down from the tip right there and the tip right here. So just like this. Then shoot it off. And that's just going to get that back plant off. So 3 really good Molotovs that you can deny your plants with. If you plant the spike either deep in sight or on that box right there, you can actually line up from this area right here, which is deep A main. Maybe you were holding like B flank or something, but you just line up on this white line right here to the left of the ceiling, so right here, and then just walk and shoot your snake bite off like that. It's going to bounce off the wall, easily get default, and easily get back a sight. There's 2 ways I take mid control with my wall. The first one is you jump up and push up right against the bi-phase barrier, and then line up on the right side of this caution wall. And then what that will do is actually leave a little gap in tube if you want to have someone go through. If you don't want anyone to go through tube, you can just line it up right here. And this one will actually make sure that tube is walled off and they can't see through. They essentially do the same thing, but those are the differences between them. So I'll show you the one that I like to use more often. This one just has a little gap in tube, so you can still take it, but you can still come through here, and then you just have a nice B split. You don't really have to fight the person kitchen. They can still spam you, obviously, but it's not very easy to see you, and you can always just have one person swing through and take this fight on the kitchen person. If you want to smoke off that person for the initial peek in mid, that plays right here in mid boiler, what you can do is actually push up to this light, the second one from the left, and then you're going to aim at the top where these 2 crates meet, and then just jump through. It's going to go over, land right there, and they have no gaps in it. So it's a really good one to use just to deny info, as well as this wall, but this is just a kind of cheaper way to do it, so also something to keep in mind. When my team's taking B, what I like to do is just get control of this area right here, push up into this wall, and then just line it up basically with this corner snowman, and then just shoot your wall out like that. As your team's running up, you can pop your wall up. They can get control of sight, put the ice wall up. One thing you do kind of have to just make sure you are like knowing of is that someone can play in this corner right here. This kind of lets you clear it out, but a lot of the times if people just kind of learn a lineup, they don't understand why, but just kind of know someone can play in this corner. But this allows you to get plant very easily and then basically just fall back to play your after plant mollies. If you already use your wall in the round, what you can do is jump up on these barrels right here. You follow this black line and this yellow line, so follow up right here, and then make sure you're just in line with this mark. So just like this, throw your poison cloud off like that. It's going to go over the site and just block off anyone playing snowman. It still helps you take the site because you only have to fight the people that are actually on the site. So definitely try that out if you're looking for something else. Just use your poison cloud on. You can throw this a little bit quicker if you just don't jump on the box, push up in this corner right here, and then do a HUD lineup where your left piece is just right here on the box in this darker space. So right here, line up like that, just throw it. I personally don't like to do HUD lineups, but it does the same thing. For after plant snake bites on the B site, the most common spots to plant are right here, and right here, right up against the box. So for the first one, we come into this corner. Make sure you're to the right side of all this stuff right here, not to the left side. So pushing right here, this corner. Aim up from this area, just so you're on the actual darker beam here, and then just jump shoot, like that. If you plant default, just do the same thing, but just pull your crosshair to the right a little bit. Same thing, just like that. First one lands right there, and then if you plant at this like spot right here, that'll get that one up. As long as the spike's planted at this corner, you can come right here. This is a very simple lineup, and then just basically shoot it off a yellow. It doesn't really matter where you are, it'll still hit pretty much regardless. If you're trapped in middle for whatever reason, and you just need to get them off those plants, just push it through this corner right here. There's this black dot right here on this like little curve. So if you want to just kind of get that far point of sight, like right here, you just line it up while standing, shoot off. If you want to get it closer to the box for the plant, just crouch down, line it up, go over, stand up, shoot it off. So I'll show you what that looks like on the actual site. The first one gets a little bit deeper, and then this one gets closer to the box. If you're defending A, at the start of the round what you can do is aim right up here with the wall even up. Once the wall drops, you throw your poison cloud like that. You could have someone either take jail with this, or maybe just play back and just kind of confuse the attackers. But what it looks like for them is they have this wall, they can either go through it, if they have bad vision, but it's mainly just to take some A main control at the start of the round. Another cool thing you can do at A is once this wall drops right here, you just push up into this corner, and then aim where this darker wall meets the lighter wall. You shoot your Viper wall off like that. So for attackers, when they're actually taking the site, jump up here. It's just going to basically cut off this headshot angle, and they either have to fully commit or they just can't see much on the back of the site. So if they jump up here, then they can see a little bit more, but you can actually spam their body. And it does cut off basically anyone that's just trying to run into the actual site. If you're retaking the A site, what you can do is while you're coming in here, just aim at this little piece of the ceiling and just run forward and shoot that off like that. This can get basically this real deep plant. If you want to get these two off, what you can do is line this up a little bit more by coming in this corner. Aim at the same spot, but you're just going to walk forward until you hit this line right here. So like this. And shoot your snake bit off. And that's going to get those other two plant spots. If you don't want to be exposed to this area and maybe they have control of it or whatever, you can come back here a little bit deeper. Just back up into this light right here. Aim at this brown piece. Shoot it off like that. That's going to get that big box right here, this plant. And the reason you aim at that brown box and not like a little bit to the right is because it will actually get someone if they plant it like real safe on this side. If they plant here, it won't get them, but a lot of the times people are just kind of assuming you'll wallbang it, so they'll plant a little safer. So once again, just right here, aim at this brown piece, shoot off like that. That's a good way to deny plant. Over towards the middle at the start of the round, what I'll do a lot of the times is I'll push up against this bigger box right here and just kind of pinch myself between that and this ramp. I'll find this star and just come down to the right a little bit. If you look in the bottom right of my HUD, I'm going to touch the far right piece to right here. So just like that. The other way you can line this up is just kind of eyeball between here and here with your poison cloud. If you touch your like HUD though right there, it's just going to be perfect every time. The other one leaves a tiny gap, but it comes right there. And this way you can just take middle control a little bit easier and you don't have to burn your sage wall right here every round at the start. So just a different way to take mid. I only really use two walls when I'm defending the B site. The first one I'll just walk up into this corner right here before the round starts, and I'll just aim like right about here. And then I'll just use my wall. I'll just hold that line up and just walk to the right and just touch this green crate right here. You don't actually need like a lineup at all for this, but I just do it so I know it's gonna hit 100% of the time. And then after that, what I'll do is once the round starts, take your snake bite, shoot it off like that. Then basically have this controlled for a little bit of the round, and then you can obviously play in this corner. It's always a nice spot. Can get checked though a lot. If you drop the wall, a lot of people like to hide in this area right here, so just watch out for that. But that's a really good way just to take B main control at the start of the round. If I want to play a different setup of B, what I'll do is I'll just back myself up in this wall right here. Line up this green crate with like the middle section right here with the top of yellow, just like that. Shoot my wall off, and I'll walk into this corner. You'll see right here there's like this triangle, just aim at the bottom of it. Throw it off the barrier, it'll bounce like that. So then when the round starts, right here, so you can pop your wall up at the start. They can still get through right there if like Jet dashes up, but you can see anyone that swings out here. If you don't want to use that, you can always use this and just kind of play more of like a one-way area and just watch for feet. The reason both of these are very good is because when you're retaking the site, I'll drop this for a sec. When you're actually retaking the site, if they're playing behind yellow or they're playing on top of here, you basically can just swing out, defuse the bomb, or they have to swing through the wall in this orb up here. So as you can see, it's like this, cuts off the site completely. You can always also just kind of jiggle around here and here while you're holding the site, but definitely a really good way to just play a retake on the B site. If you're retaking the B site, what you can do is push up into this corner right here. You'll find this window and just aim to the right of it, and then it can be either the top, middle, bottom, doesn't matter, and then just jump and use your snake bite, just like that. Gonna bounce off that crane right there, come back onto the site, and basically just denies anyone from trying to plant here right away. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see more Valorant videos, consider subscribing. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later.